Jumping through pictures sounds like an impossible feat until you have actually done it. Before you discredit this process, you should certainly do your best to give it a try. Once you do give it a try, and you get good enough at doing it that you actually do jump through a picture, you will never look at pictures in the same way ever again. Picture jumping is a unique process because rather than relying on thoughts alone in order to harness the law of attraction, you actually utilize images to create your future. The law of attraction states that like attracts like. Everything is made out of energy, vibrating at specific frequencies. Even your body is vibrating at specific frequencies. When you give your attention to anything, your personal frequency, the way you feel, or the way you are vibrating, begins to harmonize with that which you are giving your attention. This holds true for pictures too. As you give your attention to a picture of the dream home you want to own, or you give your attention to a picture of the dream vacation spot you would like to visit, you are at that moment harmonizing with the picture you are giving your attention. In other words, by simply giving your attention to the picture, you are giving your attention to a set of vibrations, and your personal vibration, the way you feel, begins to vibrate in a similar manner. The way you feel and what is happening around you at any given moment is always a perfect vibrational match. So if you change the way you feel to match the picture you are giving your attention to, your surroundings have to change to match the way you feel. Due to this phenomenon, you can jump through any picture you want. This process is even more powerful if you have been practicing using your imagination, and you have become very good at imagining being at different locations than you are currently at as well. In order to use this process, simply take any picture you like, look it over carefully, and then start to ponder actually being at the location that is depicted in the picture. After you have picked up the general vibrational essence of the location that is depicted in the picture, simply close your eyes and imagine being there. If you are picturing a beach, imagine sitting on the beach with the sand in between your toes and other people playing in the water and sunbathing around you. If you are picturing a ski resort, imagine standing at the base of the mountain on your skis with others around you getting ready to hop onto a ski lift. Whatever location you have chosen to jump to, simply imagine being there at this point. Now as you continue to imagine being there, you will have experiences. You will likely start swimming around if you are picturing a pool area, or you will start looking around if you have chosen a specific building you would like to live in. At this point, it is important that you see what you want to see. Depict the scene you are in with the intention of creating it in the most optimal way possible. So if you imagine swimming in a pool, imagine being there with someone you want to be there with. If you imagine skiing, imagine the weather being perfect and the snow being spectacular. After you have imagined the location you want to be at, fill in the rest of the details. If you are picturing your dream home, you obviously want to live in the home as well as be in it. So at this point, imagine living in the home. Fill the home with your furniture. Imagine what it would be like to call that house your home on a daily basis. Imagine what your lifestyle would be like and how you would feel if you really did own that home right now. As you continue this process of imagining being where you want to be, you are building experiences. As you build experiences, you are experiencing new emotions too. The way you feel as you imagine being where you want to be is the exact same feeling you would have if you were already where you want to be right now. This is important because if you want to jump through the picture you are giving your attention to, you need to lock your focus on that feeling. As you go through your daily routine, after you have completed the process of imagining being where you want to be, keep your focus on the feeling of being where you want to be. Since the feeling of being where you want to be is very important, it is highly recommended that you take notice of the feelings you experience as you visit the location you want to be at through your imagination. By giving your attention to the feelings you have as you experience being at the place you want to be at and living the life you want to live, you will find it much easier to lock on to those feelings later on, and you will know when you are getting off track by giving your attention to something that makes you feel other than the way you feel when you are where you want to be. So now that you are keenly familiar with the way you would feel if you were where you want to be right now, you can keep your focus on that feeling as you go about your business while you are not imagining where you want to be. If you ever find yourself getting off track as you go about your daily business, simply resort to using the memories you have created of the experience you experienced through the use of your imagination. In other words, if you find yourself focusing on something that makes you feel different than the way you want to feel, the way you felt when you were imagining being where you want to be, simply resort to the thoughts you had as you were imagining being where you want to be. As you resort to these thoughts, you will quickly remember and experience what it feels like to be where you want to be. In order to jump through a picture, it is important that you keep your focus on the feeling and the thought of being where you want to be until you have completely jumped through the picture and you arrive at where you want to be. The way you feel is your point of attraction. When you feel as if you are where you want to be, the universe has to respond and give you experiences that match the way you feel. Experiences that are experiences of being where you want to be. In summary, to jump through a picture, you simply have to find a picture you would like to jump through. Imagine being at the location or living the lifestyle that is depicted in the picture. Find the feeling of actually being there and then keep your focus on the feeling of being there. As you hold your focus on the feeling of being there, you will jump through the picture. If you ever find yourself focused on feelings that differ from the feeling you have when you are where you want to be, resort to using the memories of the experiences you have accumulated of being where you want to be. As you think about the experiences that evoked the emotions and feelings of being where you want to be in the first place, you will trigger those feelings again, and you will feel as if you are where you want to be right now, and then it must be